Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We have just entered the prison with our spiffy new 5-link body armor, which is this one. And we're gonna see how it performs. I've also upgraded my shield. I crafted a white shield into this beauty. It gives 77 energy shield instead of the 33 I was getting before. So the net result is that single shield of 77 energy shield is actually providing about 150 points of energy shield. The bonuses are starting to stack, and that's the nice thing. As a shadow, it's pretty hard to scale your life. I mean, it's really difficult to scale your life above, say, 100 as a shadow, without going pretty deep into the Scion tree, for example, to get to the life there, or to go over to the Templar. But if you focus on energy shield, just going for the shadow area and for the witch area,
good doggy,
it's easy to get 250% bonus to energy shield. And as a result, your energy shield from items is gonna scale pretty darn efficiently, because we have now almost surpassed our life with energy shield. And of course, because we have the slightly faster starting of the recharge period, we have the Sorrow of the Divine Flask to basically turn on energy shield regeneration as if it were a life regeneration at any point we want. It is a lot easier for us to manage our energy shield than it would be for random other characters. So, the fact that we could freeze chatters already says enough for me. Things are pretty good. Penetrating 25% of resistance with just our basic Frostbolt attack, not even accounting for the resistance penalty from Frostbomb and from Frostbite. That's pretty cool. So we first have to do the trial, of course, before we move on to the Warden. And from the looks of it, we'll have to walk around a fair bit. So let's do exactly that. So Vortex is still a useful skill, but it doesn't have the resistance penetration, and it's also less efficient to apply resistance penetration to Vortex, because of course it's a damage over time skill. Oh, partially. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. And then we move out. Okay. This is a timed sequence. Tick, tick, tick. Boom, boom, boom. Now we stand over here to hide. Wait, that's not gonna end well, is it? No, it's not. Well, we can go this way. Cool. Hey. Oop. Walked into this one. But it's okay. So, energy shield has the problem, of course, that you usually can't hit a flask to simply start recharging it. Sorrow of the Divine helps a little bit in that regard. Okay, so this is actually alternating. So we can stand here, then here, then we move over to the safe area in between, and we just follow the wave here. And again, a timed section pops out, it goes down, pops out, goes down, pops out, and we out. I thought I could make it through, but unfortunately I did not. Wow. So these trials, they are, if you're not using armor, it all seems to be physical damage. Because I remember armor-based characters having less issues here. So just focus on the patterns, ignore the mobs. Well, I want to move, but I can't. So this is yet another one of those subtle situations where there is an advantage to having a movement button on a skill. But as already said, I like my skills and I don't like my movement buttons.
Belief is the strongest.
And we have started on our cruel ascendancy. So now it's back to the exit and look for the Warden. Let's see. Do exactly that. I should actually have a quick look. Are there hotkeys for just moving? Highlight, move. No, there doesn't seem to be a hotkey that allows you to move do movement. I think Diablo 3 has one, where you can just use it's a force move or some such name. Always, though it's useful in rare situations, so a hotkey personally makes more sense than a permanent slot on my hotkey bar. Ah well. Details. They matter, but they're still details. Okay, I believe this might be a bit of a dead end. Well, actually, I might have been mistaken. This is a corridor, not a dead end. Ah. Never mind. First impression was actually a correct impression. It was indeed a dead end. Oh, this looks like fun. I'll take that freezing shrine if you don't mind. Most excellent. Started belt, yes. So I believe the prison did not receive any of the quote-unquote special new monsters. We have to wait until we get to the next area really. Also, I want the shrine. Yes. I have to wait until the ship graveyard. Till we get Ghosts with Blade Vortex, which potentially sounds interesting. Lantador's Lost Love. And hello there, Soulbones. Let me curse you really, really well. And the Warden.
Curious. It moves like a killer, yet
Also interesting, a skeletal shrine doesn't seem to actually do anything. I haven't seen a single skeleton pop up. Might have been an odd coincidence, but... Oh wait, it doesn't start spawning until there's actually enemies nearby. That explains a thing or two. Skills, details. Again, they matter, but there are so many skills, so many effects, so many details. Sometimes you lose sight of one or two of them for a small period. Alright, Frostbolt, Vortex, and then we just start blasting you. Also, I don't want to get skewered, really. And bye-bye. Oh, a unique quartz flask. Is that Rot God flask, if I remember? Forbidden taste? No. Okay. Chance to dodge attacks, dodge spell damage, and it gives you phasing. 50% increased charges used, so you basically it has one sip. Recover 75% of your maximum life on use. 8% of your maximum life taken as chaos damage per second. Interesting. So this will recover 75 of your maximum life. So unless you are below 25%, it's gonna fill up your entire life flask. Then it's gonna apply 8% of your maximum life per second for 4 seconds. So that's gonna be 32% of your maximum life. So it's gonna top your life off, and then it's slowly going to drain it. And of course, it's chaos damage, so it's gonna penetrate your energy shield. This completely ignores energy shield. But on the other hand, its life regen is still gonna work. So I got 2% life regen, so basically only 6% of damage is gonna be applied per second. So that's gonna be 24%. So that's about a quarter. This is a pretty decent panic button, I think. Also, during the 4 seconds you gain dodge and spell dodge, and you gain phasing, so it's less likely that mobs will attack you. So as a panic button, this is not a bad idea. On the other hand, it doesn't fix bleeding. But I could care less about burning. I'm gonna risk it. It's a very interesting flask, and there's probably gonna be a lot of caveats and side effects and things to account for. But the fact that it is a non-life flask that restores life is pretty cool. Also, Ice from Above prophecy triggered. Actually, there's no point in going to town, so we might as well move on. So we get Frost Tempests, which are the kind of variety that not buff you, but they'll actually cast spells that will hurt you. So, cold, not good. Cold is not your friend. Let's see. Wisdom Flask. Skull, not a flask. Wisdom Flask, that sounds interesting as well. You drink it, you become wiser. So, bearded shammies. Wonder if we're gonna get the special shamans here as well. The magma orb shamans. Also abandoned road. That I don't remember actively.
I need more pockets.
Also, there was a recharge thing that was not mine. Interesting. Also, I'm completely full, so we're gonna take a quick down stop, empty our pockets. So that goes into our sorting bin. Actually, prophecies we can take out. This one I wanna keep on the side here. Have a chat with Tarkly. What are we gonna get? Temperaments. They are shadow items, level 36. That's almost 10 levels below me, so I can equip better things. So this is simply not worth looking at. Okay, we do, however, have 2 slots for prophecies, so let's seek out some new ones.
A pained spirit hijacks a body and will not be stopped by their body's demise.
Forceful exorcism. You will kill a foe possessed by a tormented spirit, freeing the spirits.
A hand scrawls on a wall, or carves into bone, a tale that undoes the world and teaches those who come after.
You will read something written long ago. So lasting impressions means you have to read a lore bit out in the world. So those lore stones that you see every once in a while and just completely ignore, you actually get rewarded now for reading those.
It lives! Let's see what else is shadow.
So those lore bits, they are just scattered throughout the world. So you can just pick it up anywhere. Doesn't really matter. That was a pretty wicked looking frost explosion. And it was not me doing it, it was the ice tempest. So interesting bit of synergy here. Monsters also get hit by the Tempest if it works the same as Tempest League. And because I apply curses and other damage resistance penalties to my opponents in an AoE-like effect, they should actually take more damage from Tempests when they are under the influence of cold damage or of cold resistance reductions. So there's a little bit of synergy between the build and the Tempests that are just randomly prophesized. Alright, you guys stop spreading out so I can just kill all of you. Pretty please. Adult life, those are a pretty big upgrade over my giant life. Same graphics, double the content. What's not to like? If I'm lucky enough, I might actually bump into the lore bit here as well. Because that's usually in this second bit. But obviously, or probably I'll miss it this time because I'm actively looking for it. Because of course that's often how it goes with those things. Another Adult life, yeah, that seems pretty good. Okay, more doggies, another Lantador. I believe there's a guaranteed bit of lore in the ledge, for example, so you can always go there. Just do a full clear of the ledge and you will run into it. It's always in that little bend. That's also, I think, guaranteed to be here. In this case, I missed it, so we'll move on. Well, the ship graveyard might also have a lore bit. And otherwise, there is the tattered scrap
making the ghosts.
when you enter
Someone's
Merveil's
really
lair.
busy.
So, oh, lore is plentiful. Also, gonna look out for special ghosts. They're gonna be spectral swashbucklers. So, Corsairs, swashbuckler, you. Go, buckle some swashes. Pretty please. Okay. I don't see it really. But we had to push the mobs quite a bit to get the flamethrower to unleash, so maybe they are just not that aggressive by default. Maybe. So these are just regular Corsairs. Corsairs, Corsairs. Corsairs, Corsairs. Swashbuckler, you. Yes. Go. Oh. He's throwing spectral swords. Ah, they use spectral throw actually. Not quite sure why I had Blade Vortex in my mind, but it might be something, a type of monster that was added to maps. So I think maps also have a couple of special monsters like these. Also, we found the area where we have to go to. The ship graveyard cave. And that was enough to level up. So, we've completed our arcane focus. This one is nice because of the fast energy shield recharge rate. So next up we're gonna go for blast radius. We already picked up the first one. We get a slightly larger vortex from this. This will increase the vortex damage, and the nice thing is area damage also boosts the AoE damage, or the damage over time. 608 cold damage per second for 3 seconds. So that's 1800 damage whenever you stand in it for the full duration, which is quite some damage. Plus 5 chest level, so that's going to be a level 50 items that will drop, which is pretty cool. Okay. And just shoot some of these orbs and they die. And even though the item level is 50, the items actually have to be useful. Oh, Crimson Raiment. This is one level and then I can equip it. If I get another of the Prophecies that give you a 5 link, that's a potential upgrade. So that's an interesting way of looking at those prophecies now. If you get the crafters, something. It's a name. I forget names. But if you get it, it will help you make better items while playing. Even though the body armor I've currently got is wickedly good as well. And you'll be hard pressed to roll something better than that on average. You will of course sometimes have it, but on average items are gonna be worse. That's just
I need more pockets.
averages and all that stuff. Let's see, serrated foil. Yeah, we can make some space. Like that. Okay, just teleport in. Frostbomb, curse, vortex, and then just blast her to bits. Seething brine, slave girl, all flame. Ready, steady. Time to move on. Hey, did we spot Fairgraves already? Was he in the beginning? No, he was not. So there's a swashbuckler buckling his swashes at me. Or at least throwing spectral swords. So we'll have to locate Captain Fairgraves. So first ingredient for that is water. He's always near the water. Oh, water located. And I think the map just popped up with a giant revealed area, potentially containing Fairgraves. Yes, it is. Ah, rotated map. Most excellent. Okay, Fairgraves. Hello there. Oh, are you trying to ambush me? How sad. You are very dead.
I almost feel sorry for you, Fairgraves.
Time to move on.
Can't be fun.
You know what? We're gonna go for Merveil today. Might make the episode slightly longer than normal, but that way at least we get to put Act 1 normal behind us. The next episode will start in the forest in Act 2, just as a nice warm up, and we'll take it from there. Caverns of Wrath. So the lore bit that we needed to read. We tag this, of course. There's always a bit of. Wait, there used to be a skeleton here sitting with like a tattered fragment of a human parchment or something. What? Oh, game. Here. Say there's a skin, so it's been moved.
Welcome, husband. We knew in our hearts that you would find us. Come, Doresso. Ambrosia and Amarissa must meet their father. Come, my love. Return to your family.
A hand
Prophecy
scrolls
complete.
on a wall, or carves into bone, a tale that undoes the world and teaches those who come after.
So, by studying the past, you will uncover wisdom, is the lesson you learn here. But for now, let's empty our pockets before we accumulate more things. Oh, hello there, Nessa. I need more space. Here. This one is a chromatic item. All the other items will actually have to ID them first before we try to sell them. Pure energy shield build. This is not a bad item, but could be better with a native energy shield bonus, but you can maybe craft it on top. Lightning damage on spells is not quite bad, but again, not completely relevant. So, let's stack our currency and then we just put everything else into the sorting bin. Oh, this is the flask I was carrying along with me. Also, let's put some more scrolls in my bin. Hello there, Vestal. Thank you for the skill point for defeating Fairgraves. Extra blast radius means more area damage and more AoE radius. Just get a Raven Mask. I'm already using a Raven Mask, so I can also sell this one just fine. And then I believe we have a free Prophecy, so seek a new one.
A foe, feared for an eon, falls and is scoured from the pages of history.
Erased from memory, you will slay a very powerful foe, and it will drop an orb of scouring. So that's when we defeat a unique. Good thing is, we are going to hunt for Merveil, and she has a couple of daughters running about that are also uniques. So, kill either one, trigger the Prophecy. Oh, also, we have the Forbidden Taste. Let's trigger it. We don't have any damage, so we trigger it. And our life is gonna go down and we cannot do anything against it. And it came to about here, and after that it just filled up again. During that time we had dodging and facing. So, now we know how it works. Let's hope we don't have to apply, but it's a good panic heal. It's an insta heal of 75% of your life. That's probably going to be more powerful, especially in the end game, than most other items out there.
Just need a moment to catch
Most flasks that have insta healing.
A foe, feared for an eon, falls and is scoured from the pages of history.
So that was pretty quick. As I was saying, most of the time if you have a flask, no, the best flasks, they recharge up to about 2000, 2200 life. If you want insta healing variety, that gets cut down by 66%. So you only heal about 700 something health. Especially if you're playing a life-based build, it's not weird to have over 5000 life. So instantly healing 750 out of 5000. It really does not do much for you. It's less than 15%. Healing 75% all at once. Oh, that's 5 times more powerful than the strongest insta healing flask. So this flask definitely has potential in life-based builds. And for me it's a gimmick, it might be useful. And I didn't have an insta heal flask yet, so now I have it. Even though of course taking chaos damage is subject to chaos damage penalties. In this case my resistance is -20. So, well, I'll take 20% more damage from this. Hello there, Caravan of Anger. So, level 44, I'm 47. Let's see if this is 44, if Merveil is gonna be +2. Okay, you go hunt for something that you can possess, really. Okay, ghosts. Yes, come on. No. No. And it's gone. Yeah, and of course, next room contains a rare that could have been possessed. You never know. I wonder if it's an intentional design choice or a limitation of some sorts, that ghosts are not clever about finding something to possess. So I understand, trying to corral them into, guide them into certain rooms might be, fun from a gameplay point of view. It is something to do. It's something a skill that you could master. Well, once it does work, you'll feel pretty happy about it. But most of the time it doesn't work, and that's just frustrating. But other people might experience that in a different way. So I think we probably have to head this way rather than upstairs. So for just casual monster slaying, Vortex is definitely useful. Massive radius. That only gets larger. I mean, we got increased AoE link to it. We have, of course, the blast radius skills of the witch that are gonna increase it. Ooh, salt flask. Additional melee damage reduction and fist damage reflection, 20%. Hello there, Ambrosia. Let me curse you for a bit. That's gonna make things better. Ooh, that's calm sign. Pretty cool. Long time since I found one of these. I think I got one for participating in a race at some point. After that, I don't think I found many of them. I think Calm Sign is one of the rings that you can upgrade via Prophecy as well. Obviously, I'm not using endurance charges here, because, well, I'm not strength based, so it's really hard to obtain them, and as a caster, yeah, endurance charges are just difficult to obtain. And goodbye, Merveil. I think we actually managed to freeze her for a second, which is pretty cool. Okay, we really have her cursed, frostbombed. Hello there, Heir of the Storm, Heir of the Flame. And we defeated Merveil the Twisted.
My first dance with a lady of quality. Pity she let herself go
Achievements.
like that.
So what's the achievements, the challenges like for Cruel? So clear the Cruel sewers. Fully clear each of the following levels in... That's going to be Act 3, okay. In Cruel or Merciless. Slums, Marketplace and Warehouse sewers. Yeah. At least it's not the entirety of the act. That's basically what you had to do previously, so that's okay. Complete these Cruel quests. Fixture of Fate, Sprig of Hope, Mercy, Mission, Serve the Right Hand. Okay, so that's basically just complete all the quests in Act 2. Use currency items, that's almost there. That's gonna happen naturally. Some encounters, that's just gonna happen as well. Rogue Scion, that's interesting. I think that's maybe a new thing. Cruel Act bosses is pretty good. After that, it's Merciless Dried Lake, fulfill a prophecy chain. I'm actually getting there with prophecy chains. Picked up the Plague Maw 4, but I have to get to the Hedge Maze in order to do that. So that's it. So we're gonna go to the Southern Forest and trick the waypoint. And the next episode, we're gonna set off again from where we ended. So I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again in next episode. Bye bye.